Hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about one of the most important case before the International Court. This regarding the situation in Darfur, Sudan. So this is the court against Ali Muhammad. So as you know that this person is a suspect of crime against humanity and war crimes allegedly committed in Darfur, Sudan. This person has been transferred to the ICC on the 9th of June 2020. The first appearance of this person was on the 15th of June 2020, and confirmation of charge hearing is scheduled for the 7th of December 2020. First, I want to give you some information, details, or personal information about this person. His name is Ali Muhammad Ali Abdurrahman. Date of birth, approximately 1949. Place of birth, somewhere in Sudan. He's Sudanese national, according to him and according to his documentation. And the first warrant of arrest was the 27th of April 2007. The second warrant of arrest made public on the 11th of June 2020. This person has been transferred on the 9th of June 2020. Initial appearance was the 15th of June 2020. Confirmation of charge hearing is scheduled, as I said, for 7th of December 2020. The charges. The first warrant against Mr. Abdurrahman listed 50 counts on the basis of his individual criminal responsibility under Article 25(3)(a) and 25(3)(d) of the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court. This person, he being suspected that he committed a crime during attack against an army attack against civilian population on the town of Kodom, Bindisi, Mukjar, and Arwallah between August 2003 and March 2004. This including first 22 count of crime against humanity, including murder under Article 7(1)(a), deportation or forcible transfer of population, Articles 7(1)(d), imprisonment or other severe deprivation of physical liberty in violation of the of fundamental rule of international law under Articles 7(1)(e). Torture, Article 7(1)(f). Persecution, Article 7(1)(h). Inhuman act of inflicting serious bodily injury or suffering, Article 7(1)(k). Rape, Article 7(1)(g). This is the suspected crimes of against humanity that this Mr. Abdurrahman has committed in Darfur. And beside that, there is 28 count of war crimes, including violence of life and person, Article 8(2)(ci), outrage upon personal dignity, in particular humiliating and degrading treatment, Articles 8(2)(c)(ii). Intentionally directing an attack against a civilian population, Articles 8(2)(ei). Pillaging or taking other people's property, like livestock or something like that, Articles 8(2)(e)(v). Rape, Articles 8(2)(e) and (vi). Destroying and sealing the property under Articles 8(2)(e)(xiii) according to the International Criminal Court. The second warrant of arrest add 3 new charges of war crimes, murder and crime against humanity, murder and other inhuman acts allegedly committed in village and surrounding area between on or about the 5th to 7th of March 2004. The fact about the crime or the alleged crimes has been listed here. Mr. Ali Muhammad Ali Abdurrahman was allegedly one of the most senior leader in the tribal hierarchy in Wadi Saleh locality and member of the Popular Defense Force PDF, and alleged he was a commander or leader southern of Janjaweed militia from on or about August 2004 until on or about March 2004 from August 2003 up to or about March 2004. This is my mistake and I correct it. He is alleged to have implemented the counter-insurgency strategy of the government of Sudan that also resulted in commission of war crimes and crime against humanity in Darfur, Sudan. Mr. Abdurrahman is perceived to be the mediator between the leaders of the Janjaweed militia in Wadi Saleh and the government of Sudan. He is also alleged to have enlisted fighter arms, funded and provided food and others supplies to the Janjaweed militia under his command. Thereby, intentionally, they have the intention to contribute to the above mentioned crimes. Mr. Abdurrahman is allegedly to have personally participated in some of the attack against civilian population, namely in the town of Kodom, Bindisi, Mukjar, and Arwallah between August 2003 and March 2004, where the killing of civilian population, rape, torture, and others cruel treatment occurred. Therefore, he allegedly committed jointly with other people or with other group this sort of crimes. The fair trial chamber the first fair trial chamber considered that there are reasonable ground to believe that from about August 2002 an armed conflict took place between the government of Sudan, including combatants from the Sudanese People Armed Force, the Sudanese Armed Force, and the Popular Defense Force (PDF), along with the Janjaweed militia against organized rebel groups, including the Sudanese Liberation Movement Army (SLMA) and the Justice and Equality Movement (GEM) in Darfur, Sudan. In 2003 and 2004, that the attack of the systematic and or widespread nature on the town of Kodom, Bindisi, Mukjar, and Arwallah and surrounding area. In the above mentioned towns, criminal acts were committed against civilian population, primarily from the four Zagawa and Masalit population. So this is the Black African community, the Black Muslim African community in Darfur. Such murder of civilian, rape, and outrage upon the personal dignity of women and girls, persecution, forcible transfer, imprisonment or severe deprivation of liberty, and attack intentionally directed against the above-mentioned population, or the Black African community in Darfur has been targeted by the Brotherhood, the Islamic government in Sudan. The first warrant of arrest delivered on the 27th of April 2007, and the second one warrant published on the 11th of June 2020 against Mr. Abdurrahman, listed 53 count on the basis of individual criminal responsibility for war crime and crime against humanity allegedly committed in Darfur, Sudan. The International Commission, this is the I'm going to just tell you some point about this case before the International Criminal Court, give you some like background. So the International Commission of Inquiry on Darfur was established by the Secretary General of Kofi Annan, according to the Security Council's Resolution 1564. The Commission reported to the United Nations in January 2005 that there was a reason to believe that crime against humanity and war crime had been committed in Darfur, and recommended the referral of the situation to the International Criminal Court. Using its authority or power under the Rome Statute, the United Nations Security Council referred the situation in Darfur since the 1st of July 2002 to the prosecutor of the International Criminal Court in Resolution 1593 on the 31 or 31st of March 2005. Following the referral from the United Nations Security Council, the prosecutor received the conclusion of the Commission of Inquiry on Darfur. In addition, the Office of the Prosecutor requested information from a different or variety of sources, leading to the collection of thousands and thousands of documents. Incredible evidence. The prosecutor concluded that the statutory requirement for the initiating an investigation were satisfied, and decided to open the investigation on the 6th June 2005. I'm going to repeat again about the warrant arrest. On the 27th of April 2007, the Peer Trial Chamber, the first one, has issued a first warrant against Mr. Abdurrahman. On the 11th of June 2020, the Peer Trial Chamber, the second one, reclassified as public a second warrant of arrest. On the 9th of June 2020, Mr. Abdurrahman was transferred to the custody after surrendering himself voluntarily in the Central African Republic. On the 15th of June 2020, the case of Mr. Abdurrahman was served from the case, has been separated from the case of Mr. Ahmed Muhammad Harun, since Mr. Harun is still in large. He's still wanted by the International Criminal Court, but he hasn't yet been arrested or surrendered. On the June 2020, 15th of June 2020, Mr. Abdurrahman appeared before the Peer Trial Chamber. Since this two judge, the hearing was held in the presence of the prosecutor and defense. Mr. Abdurrahman was represented by his duty counsel, Mr. something, Lewis, and appeared via video link from the ICC detention center. He wasn't there physically, but he was appear via video link from his custody. The single judge verified the identity of the suspect and ensured that he was clearly informed of the crime he alleged to have committed, and his right under the Rome Statute of the ICC in language he fully understands and speaks. I think he speaks and understands Arabic, Sudanese Arabic. The judge also set to date for the confirmation of charge hearing. So the opening of the confirmation of charge hearing is scheduled for December 2020. The purpose of this hearing is to determine whether there is a sufficient evidence to establish substantial ground to believe that the person committed each of the crimes charged. If the charges are confirmed totally or partially, the case will be transferred to the trial chamber, which will conduct the subsequent phase of the proceeding, the trial. This is all about the case before the International Criminal Court regarding Mr. Abdurrahman. I do appreciate your attention, and I will be talking to you sometime very soon.